In my last video, I played 100 worldwide to see if the game was fixed after the total disaster that was the 1.1.2 update, which made it so that random can now pick intermissions. And while the game was better than it was before, it came to the conclusion that there should always be an option to pick a 3-lap track. But recently, the game received its 1.3 update, 2 days before Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, by the way. So I had to come back and find out worldwide has finally been fixed after all this time. Did they do the bare minimum for any game, especially an $80 game, to make the game better than it was at launch? Can they do that? Let's see. This time I'll go a bit more in depth, not only because we have previous results to look back on, but I also have a theory for some of the more interesting results, and some of them were definitely kind of confusing. And honestly go against what anyone would expect for an update that increases the frequency of 3-lap tracks being an option. Everything that was tracked last time is being tracked this time with a couple of additions: the total amount of 3-lap tracks, the total amount of intermissions, and randoms picked despite a 3-lap track being available. The first result I want to talk about is when 2 3-lap tracks are available. This time this happened 6 times. This time, it only happened once, which is weird because this update was meant to increase the amount of 3-lap tracks appearing. What's even stranger is that last time, the total amount of 3-lap tracks was 40. This time, it's 38. When I looked at my results after doing all this, I was really confused. Why did the amount of 3-lap tracks decrease? So I thought about it for a bit in the shower, and I realised that the audience of Mario Kart World has definitely changed a lot. First, the amount of 3-lap tracks available last time was 44, higher than the general number at the time, which is about 40%, but with a sample size of 100, it makes sense. The general number now is about 60, and the amount of times a 3-lap track was available was 57, which definitely lines up with the 60% number people are saying. So my theory is that people playing worldwide now are people who prefer intermissions. What proves this is that last time, there were 12 times an intermission was picked, despite a 3-lap track being available. This time, that number was 22. I think that what happened was that the people playing those Discord lobbies kind of gave up on worldwide and now only play in those Discord lobbies. I also think that as Mario Kart World sells more, casuals are now playing and they won't really know what an intermission is. It might even be a nice change of pace because in Mario Kart World there's only 30 tracks. Definitely a problem Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had before the booster course passed. They may pick intermissions not really knowing what they're doing. What also increased from last time was the amount of randoms picked, being 16 last time, and now that number has jumped to 20. What else changed was that last time more 3-lap tracks were picked by random than intermissions. I must have been lucky because this time intermissions were picked more than random, which is what we would expect. So here are all the results. 3-lap tracks available, 57. Times when 2 3-lap tracks were available, 1. Total 3-lap tracks, 38. Total intermissions, 62. And total randoms picked was 20. These numbers include the randoms. 3-lap tracks not including random was 30, and intermissions not including random was 50. When random was picked, 3-lap tracks were picked 8 times, intermissions were picked 12 times. Random 3-lap track, but the 3-lap track picked was already an option, that only happened once, and the random 3-lap track but the intermission picked was already an option was 9. This makes sense. The intermissions that random has to pick between are all going to be intermissions from the current track. When the 3-lap track is picked, it can pick from any 30, so this number makes quite a lot of sense. Intermission picked despite a 3-lap track being available, 22, and randoms picked despite a 3-lap track being available is 9. So, what do I think of the 1.3 update? Well, I think it's pretty good. I think we're finally in a place where Mario Kart World is actually better than it was at launch. I really like all the changes to free roam, and I like how the chances of free up tracks appearing in worldwide have gone up by quite a bit. And while I do think that these things should have been there at launch, it's good to see that we are at least somewhere. Mario Kart World is actually fun to play online now, and that's only a good thing. Don't take this praise as anything good. This is the bare minimum, especially for the game so expensive. So, here are all the results. Did they surprise you? Hopefully they did, because this was definitely not what I was expecting. I also have a big 30-track ranking with even a special guest that I hope all 3 people watching this are excited for. Also, go check out my second channel with even worse content that I hope to upload more on in the future. Anyways, like, subscribe, and I'll see you all later.